Alright, this is Calibos, and we're playing Project Ozone 3. So, I do believe that we were doing, what were we doing? I do believe that we were doing immersive engineering. So we have this done. And next step here is we're going to need plates. Also, I should make some more of these travel anchors too. Wow, I have a couple staffs of traveling apparently. Wow, this is trying to like get used to this, but this is very fast, this Rhino shield. Okay, let's take this off before I kill myself. Perfect. Alright. So let's up our range slightly. Ooh, stop. Stop that. It's called a guard. Alright, so we have that. So now we should be able to do it. Yeah, there we go. So, we need plates. From immersive engineering. Let's sort it to immersive engineering first. So we need this. So we're going to have to make an engineer's workbench out here. Alright, so engineer's workbench it is. Alright, so that gives us the engineer's workbench. We need a little bit of a space here. Just pop there. So you'll notice that unlike a crafting table, it actually has 6 slots and a 7th slot right here. So we would basically put a blueprint in this side, and then we'd fill the recipe in over here, and then the output will be over on the far right. But you'll notice that this doesn't have an output slot yet. So if we go ahead and How is the wireless out of range? Plate. Steel. Let's get the hammer. And we're guess we'll go back to Central. So assuming that we want to make these steel plates, we can actually make the metal press mold with the metal press mold. So this blueprint we'll actually have to craft. So now we have one of these. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we should have all of these. Put the hammer back. We come over here and drop our blueprint in, and then if we do this, then we need a engineer's wire cutters. Wire cutters. Pop that in there, and then we can select the metal press mold. So what this does for us is if we do this, and then in immersive engineering we would need, well, I guess we could do this. Let's see, how about LV. So we have the LV wire coil. We'll need some terracotta clay. So we need some copper. Just make this copper. What does this do? Oh, yeah, just straight to copper. Nice. So we'll just chuck all that in there. So if we have LV, yeah, so it wants terracotta. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll just check these through here. I know it takes forever. LV connectors. So this gives us 4, and then this is how you make the LV wire relays. So the difference between a connector and a relay: a connector is an endpoint, and you can have 2 wires attached to it, while a relay is a transfer point, and it can have up to what, 4 or 8 connections or something like that. As well, a relay doesn't transfer power to whatever it's sitting on, whereas a connector does. So the way they work is we would take a connector and we do that. Let's actually make some relays just to show you how they work. Relay. There we go. So let's get some cobble. Oh no, I've got a million cobble sitting in this thing. I guess dirt's fine. So we'll do this. so we put a connector here, and then we put a connector on that. And if we take this LV wire coil and we right click, you'll notice that it tells you the point that it's linking to. And then we place a relay there, and we right click on the relay. It's now connected. Then if we go ahead and connect it there and there, now this actually has power. And that's how it works. You just imagine power lines in real life. It's cool. So we've gone ahead and we've got the press here. So we can actually, oh yeah, these power lines, they have power going through them, so they hurt you. And now we just do this and it stamps them for us. So if we look at these conveyor belts, you'll notice that there's a regular conveyor belt, there's one that ignores redstone control, there's a dropping conveyor belt which you would put over a chest and it goes into a chest, a vertical conveyor belt which goes uphill, basically up blocks, a splitting conveyor belt which, does exactly what it says, it splits, an extracting conveyor belt which pulls stuff out of things, a covered conveyor belt which I think keeps things from getting knocked off of your conveyor belts, a dropping covered conveyor belt, so these are basically the covered versions of these. So if we wanted to, we could go ahead and say, I don't know, put a chest like so. So let's light that up a little bit. There. Put a chest like so, and then we would make a covered conveyor belt, or a dropping conveyor belt here. So you want a trapdoor. Do that. And you want to make sure that when you place it, see how it's got a little arrow? That it's doing that. So now, when we go ahead and we drop the steel ingot on here, it does the stamping thing. And then it drops it into the chest, which puts it into the system. Ta-da! Steel plates. So that's how this works, and we're going to be using this to make wires and such like that. So we actually want a couple more conveyor belts, or not conveyor belts, a couple more plates. We're going to come over here. I'm going to set up this same recipe that we did before. Although this time we're going to take the wire mold. We're going to swap that out. So we're going to want another chest here, but we're going to want, or maybe not a chest, maybe a drying rack. I was kind of hoping to put it there, actually. There we go. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and, if we have, what's it called? Because we actually were doing a quest, crazily enough. So, I was right the first time. Yeah, that's crazy. So we want MV and an HV wire coil. So MV wire coil is going to require electrum wire, 4 of them. And then we want an HV wire coil, which is going to require aluminum and steel. So aluminum, 1, 2, and then we want some Electrum. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we'll pop that on there. Now we'll look at our wire coils. One of those. And one of those. So that gets us all of our wire coils. Toss that in there. Check those, check those. Okay, next step on our quest for adventure here. Voltage connectors. We need to make an MV and an HV wire connector. So we're going to need... Is that green? Oh, weird. So we're going to need 6 more terracotta. My gosh, didn't that take forever, guys? Forever. All right, so we have those. Okay, let's go ahead and chuck that all in there. Okay, next quest. Icy hot generator, so thermoelectric generator. So this is actually a real thing, a thing in real life. Constantine, smelting. So it's nickel and copper. Do we have Constantine? We do. How convenient. And basically the idea behind this thing is it takes 1, 2, 3. It takes the difference in temperature between the two sides of it and turns it into electricity. So we were making the thermoelectric generator here. In fact, they actually just improved the technology, so we can use really small differences in temperature to make power now. Oh, wait, we have to make sure that the quest is complete. So, projector. Let's go ahead and make the water wheel. Water wheels are actually really cool. We don't particularly need them in this one. Water wheel. I'm actually quite fond of them though. let's see, if we need 4 segments per wheel, and we need 12, so that's 12 because we need 3 wheels, and you always want to make them in groups of 3. And so it's 4 sticks, 48 segments. So 4. 12. Nope. So it's stealing its. Okay, we can do that. So we'll do this, and that will give us water wheels. So now that we have these, we'll complete this quest. So the way that they work is you'll set them up with a kinetic dynamo, which is this piece of excitement. So you'll notice that it has a black circle on one side. So the black circle is actually where you'll place the wheel. And you want to place the dynamo first and then place the wheel against it, because sometimes it doesn't detect it otherwise. And then all you have to do is run water over the wheel, and the more blocks of moving water that you have, not stationary water, but moving water, touching the wheel, the more power it generates. Now you want to make sure that it's all working to move the wheel in the same direction. And I think the most you can absolutely get is 88 RF a tick, but it can be quite challenging to get it up to that point. So alright, so let's check our next quest. Our next quest is going to be, oh look, we did that. Well, that could have saved us a little bit of time. So, sure. How about just get a regular chest for this one. Put all of our blueprints in it. Well, we can leave that there. Molds. Breast molds, yeah. Oh well. Oops. So, projector. So, the projector is actually really cool. So, first we need a light source. So let's get some iron plates. Iron plate. Let's do this. Projector. Gives us 3 lanterns, and now we have a projector. So we're probably going to need more space for this. So do we have... we've got that. So let's go nuts. Oh, oh, oh. Wand. Oops. There we go. That is a very important command. Alright, so we've made this a little bit bigger. We're going to not worry about the projector for now. We've got one, and I guess we'll take that up in the next episode. So, really hope you liked this episode. If you did, please leave a like. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. And, yeah. I hope you folks have a great night.